72-hour deadline set by the Trinamool Congress for the government to roll back FDI in retail and hike in diesel prices ends today, and the centre is making one last-ditch attempt to reach out to its ever-sulking ally. Sources have told Headlines Today that the Prime Minister Manmohan Singh will speak to the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee sometime in the day today, and the Prime Minister's effort will be part of the back-channel talks that are already on with the TMC. Sources are telling us that the Prime Minister might partially give in to Mamata's demands. A partial rollback in diesel price hike, a rise in cap of LPG cylinders per year could be offered to the Trinamool chief. Sources also tell us that Mamata is mulling pulling out her ministers from the cabinet and offering issue-based support to the UPA if her demands are not met.
इसके बारे में किसी तरीके की न टिप्पणी करना चाहते हैं और मीडिया से किसी तरीके का डिबेट करना चाहते हैं. TMC is very respected ally of our government and we never make any comment on our allies.
Joining us for more on this is our political editor Javed Ansari, who joins us from the news centre. Javed, the Prime Minister finally attempting some damage control as the deadline ends.
Indeed, he is. A last-ditch effort will be made by the Prime Minister to reach out to Mamata Banerjee and try and dissuade her from taking any drastic steps. Though the government has factored it and is bracing itself to the eventuality that she may withdraw her ministers, the Prime Minister's call is more in the nature of mollifying her and to give this, impression that even till the last moment the government is reaching out to her, because they do not want her to withdraw support from the government. They are willing to live with the fact that she may not be a part of government, but withdrawing support to the government will make life extremely difficult and put in question the very continuance of this government.
It certainly will, Javed, but when you look at what's being offered, the sops that are being offered to Mamata Banerjee, a lot of people are coming out and saying that, the decisions taken to hike diesel prices by 5 rupees straight up, to limit LPG cylinders to a family 6, was a drastic step because the government was always going to give in to its allies and either roll back partially the diesel hike and also increase slightly the cap on subsidized cylinders.
Look, in politics there is always room for compromise, and there is never a last day or you never draw a line in stone, So successive governments have done this. They've taken a decision and then, resile from it or come back a bit, because you must leave the door open for negotiations, for compromise. The government, this is not a majority government. The Congress party does not have a majority. It's dependent on allies, and therefore there is this need to calibrate and take on board the views of the allies. If this buys peace with Mamata Banerjee, the government should be only too willing to do that.
Yeah, but on the other hand, the government has to be slightly worried because we've already seen Sharad Yadav come out and try and woo Mamata Banerjee.
Yes, that's all the more reason why the Prime Minister is trying to reach out to Mamata Banerjee, because they know that the NDA is waiting in the wings to poach on her and try and weed away some of the other supporting parties as well. So the exercise is more in the nature of shoring up the government's flanks.
And we've also got Atish Srivastava, Associate Editor, joining us on the phone line now. Atish, it seems that the NDA is now trying to woo Mamata Banerjee to try and ensure that the government faces even further embarrassment.
Well, it is just a public posturing, political posturing going on by NDA. They know for sure that it may not be that easy for Mamata Banerjee to join NDA because she's got her core vote bank in West Bengal, which may take a huge hit if she sits or sides with BJP. But yes, they realize that this is a great opportunity which they've got just to scare UPA, that the allies are in touch with them. They will take the allies out, the government will fall. So they're just trying to pose as if they have the numbers. They also, Sharad Yadav appreciated Mulayam Singh Yadav and said the Samajwadi Party is a very strong party led by a leader like Mulayam Singh, who is a man of vision, who is a man who has put his entire life into this party. So obviously, they are trying to woo these two parties. They know for sure that they have the numbers. If they do agree to withdraw support, then the scenario can completely change.
Right, Atish, stay with us because, Javed, when you look at what the situation is like, the NDA is trying to woo Mamata Banerjee, obviously with 30% of her vote bank in West Bengal being from the minority community. It's unlikely that she'll side with them. But we've already heard as if there's a debate raging within the TMC as well on whether to pull out or not to pull out, because a lot of people in the TMC think that it might hurt them in the long run.
Yes, indeed, and it's quite understandable. Nobody wants to give up that easily. Let's not forget there's one minister, cabinet minister, and 6 ministers of state in the TMC's quota. And why would they want to give up ministership that easily? But their views notwithstanding, I'm not so sure if Mamata Banerjee is going to change her views, because ultimately in the TMC, given the nature of things, it's Mamata Banerjee's views that prevail. And if Mamata Banerjee indeed does decide to pull them out of the government, there is very little they can do to stay inside.